It is officially my favorite time of the year, and no, not because it's summer, but because the Steam summer sale is here. Unfortunately, I'm broke, and also because I have an insane back catalog of games to play. So I was like, you know what? Let's make a video talking about some of the coolest, most unique games I have on my wish list. So the criteria for this list is that all these games are under $10, so they're cheap, they're affordable. Most of them are indie games, so you won't have annoying bugs in this like most AAA games do, and you won't have to drop $60 on them. All these games have positive reviews, and I think most of them actually have overwhelmingly positive reviews. And lastly, I've tried to make this list as unique as possible so that, you know, there's actual value in this video and me making it. If you don't want to watch the video and just quickly look at the list I have, you can just look at the description. I've linked all of them with chapters and everything. But yeah, I wasted enough time. Let's go over some of the most unique and cool games that I have found over the years. I have really good reviews and are really affordable. A Medieval is like a retro FPS with a lot of weapons to master and really fast-paced action. Armored Head is like a miniature shooter in an arena, sort of like Gladiator style. Birth is an adventure puzzle game with a really nice art style and a really interesting story. Blasphemous is a Metroidvania with really nice art style and kind of gives like Dark Souls vibe. Boomerang is an arena shooter that's really fast-paced. It's first person with a really cool art style also. Crab Champions is a third-person shooter where you're a crab who can shoot guns. Cruelty Squad is a power fantasy simulator in a sewage-infused garbage world. Death and Taxes is you being a grim reaper at your desk job. Daggers is a FPS indie shooter that's really cool looking and scary. Elysium is an RPG with a really cool direction and story. Donut County is a really nice physics-based puzzle game. DREAMWILD is a fast-paced FPS with a really nice lower resolution art style. Dusk is another fast-paced shooter with a lot of interesting stuff going on for it. Figment is an action-adventure game with a really nice art style. Kind of reminds me of Bastion. Gato Roboto is a really nice indie Metroidvania with black and white pixel graphics. Golf Club Wasteland is a golf game where you play golf on Earth after human life has been wiped out. GRIS is a really pretty game with nice visual elements and a great soundtrack. Hyper Demon is a indie FPS on acid. Omno is a really nice single-player adventure game. OneShot is a top-down puzzle adventure game. Orbital Bullet is a fast-paced 360 degrees action platformer. Postal is a really fast-paced action shooter where you're literally holding your head in your left hand. Postal Brain Damage is a really interesting shooter based on the old Postal games. The Procession to Cavalry, which is a dark comedy point-and-click game based on Renaissance paintings. Refunct is a short, peaceful, first-person platformer about restoring a vibrant world. Sable is an open-world exploration game with a really nice story. Soma is a psychological horror game from the creators of Amnesia. Suit for Hire is a top-down action shooter which actually has interesting elements of martial arts. TOEM is a really nice hand-drawn adventure game. Web is a 2D platformer with pixel graphics where you are a spider swinging around. Carrion is a reverse horror game where you are actually the creature hunting down the people who imprisoned you. Death Store is an action-adventure RPG where you reap the souls of the dead. What Remains of Edith Finch is an indie game with a lot of story and heart in it. Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell action roguelike with fast-paced action and a lot of guns. Journey is a really nice atmospheric adventure game with a really nice art style. Katana Zero is a stylish action platformer with pixel graphics and a great soundtrack. Little Misadventure is a really nice point-and-click adventure game with a bit of a sad story. Loop Hero is a tactical roguelike deck building game with pixel graphics. Spire is a game that combines elements of card games and roguelikes together. Talos Principle is a first-person puzzle game that incorporates ideas of philosophical science fiction. Yeah, that was my list. I do apologize for some of the commentary that was kind of like, you know, basic, but I really wanted to just include all these games because they're all really unique and seem fun to play, and they've unfortunately been my wish list for way too long. Although I am super broke, I still wanted to get some games because it's kind of tradition for me to get something at least from the Steam summer sale that are also really cool, and I really wanted to include in this video also. The first game is actually the game that you're seeing right now on your screen, called Swarmlake. It's honestly my favorite game right now because it seems very simple when you start playing it, but it's super fun and really fast paced, and the soundtrack's amazing. Currently top 100 in the game right now according to the scoreboard, and I'm trying to get top 50 right now. But I would really recommend this game also because it's like, I think under $1 or something. Star Wars Republic Commando is a game that caught my eye in the May the 4th sale, and essentially the vibe I get from the game is like Star Wars meets Halo, and it has really good reviews, so I had to get it. Postal 2 is a game I've had on my wishlist for a while, and it just seemed like one of those cult classic games that you just have to play, and so I just got it because it was like really cheap. I did include Postal Brain Damage in my list also, and I just wanted to play like, you know, the original game before I played the latest one. I do know there's a Postal one, but I really don't care for the gameplay in that. Frog Detective is a game I saw Germa play once, and ever since then I just wanted to play it because it seems like a nice small wholesome game. And lastly, I got Counter-Strike Source because it's Counter-Strike. And now I have all of them. So I kind of got it from my amusement, but at the same time, I actually want to play it and try it out. And that's it for this video. This took way longer than I thought it would. I actually asked some people for their opinions and recommendations, so shout out to them. And yeah, subscribe, do all the good stuff. This video is a bit different from what I usually do, but this is also a channel where I do whatever the hell I want. So if you're interested, just check out my other stuff. It's a lot of commentary stuff. Once again, all the games I have talked about in this video will be linked in the description with chapters and everything, including the ones that I talked about at the end of the video. And yeah, that's all I have to say.